Wait,
11. Oh, all right.
here we go.
All right. All right. Episode 11, Erase the Chalk. I'm Charles.
I'm Dan.
And man, we got a special guest here, man. Me personally, this is a real special episode because me and our next guest we have on, man, share similar ties, man. Hooping in the good state of Rhode Island. Further ado, man, we got Lamonte Thomas. How you doing,
What's
bro?
going on, Lamont?
How's it going? How's it going? Erase the Chalk.
Sorry to wake you up.
Yeah. What time is it over there again?
It's 3:50 a.m.
3:50 a.m. Man.
Hours
ahead. Man. All right, man. Let's just get it going, bro. Because I have a lot of questions for you. Sure as Dan as well, man. We, growing up, in the city, south side of Providence, man. What were the challenges, as a kid, man? What did you face, growing up?
Man, when you think about it now, it was like every day coming out the house was a challenge. You know what I mean? Just the stuff that we did normally, that was a part of our environment, I guess, the peer pressure and the environment. But we took risk, I guess, every single day from just little things that we thought were okay, we thought were cool. From leaving the house, from fights to, man, going into a corner store and stealing a damn honey bun. Like, for real, all that stuff just seemed cool. Or going to steal headbands at the mall.
Right.
There was just a lot going on. At my time, growing up, there was like a peer pressure. Two rival gangs ended up like kind of happening right in the middle of high school. And I played with Chuck, so he knows. So that literally, we had teammates on my team who we played, and then after practice, they were fighting. Do you know what I'm saying? The same guys who played on the same high school team. It was like a movie, but that's what we lived through. So that really, and then when you look back at it, just knowing the history of Rhode Island sports, and just looking at it and knowing basketball wasn't a place where Rhode Island and basketball didn't really go in the same sentence. You know what I mean? College coaches didn't come here. No one was going to school from my era. Everyone talked about it. Everyone talked about prep school, but no one from the inner city was going to prep school. You know what I mean? So those were, when you can look back at it, you know what I mean? Those was definitely some of the things, challenges we dealt with. You also got to think of the rankings. That's a whole nother thing in itself back then. Rankings is like peer pressure and who's better than who, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of peer pressure in the inner city, man.
Yeah.
Identity crisis.
Yeah, no, I've noticed, bro, like in your past post on your IG, you post a lot about your mom, man. Explain how important she was in your life growing up, during
It's
those
crazy
times.
talking about my mom, because we were arguing yesterday while I was over here, and I didn't talk to her. But man, my mom came from people don't know. A lot of people don't know. My mom came from Africa, so she was born in Liberia and moved to the States when she was young by herself. So I grew up, my mom working two jobs since I could remember, from filings to financial fidelity. She was doing one for us for the discount and the apparel, and then the other was, for the bills. But she worked a lot, super strong. She kept me sane though, because I had a lot of rules that my friends didn't have. Like my best friends, they didn't have curfew. They didn't have to be in the house. I always had curfew. As cool as I seemed around them, I was always running home to make sure I was home before it got dark, or, she was taking a game away from me for C's if my report card wasn't right. So she definitely had like a standard for me and an expectation, and things were hard at home. Super strict. My mom didn't play no games. She'll come up in a high school game and smack me in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it worked.
And that's the thing, man. Yeah, me coming in, I can have a little short story. Me coming in, man, from Massachusetts, I moved to Providence uh, after my fifth grade year, and it just goes back to what you were saying in the beginning, man. You felt that energy. You felt like you noticed the talent when it came to basketball. There's a lot of hoopers that are there, but it's
Yeah,
just all about the opportunities and the in
sure.
certain areas back then, man, was rough, right?
Yeah,
You can get
definitely.
distracted so easily just like that. So you really had to have a strong-headed, and have a great mentality to approach every day because, a lot of people don't know, man. Back then, especially even now, Rhode Island, man, was rough. You just
Yeah,
really had to get it out the mud, and that's just again, you had to have certain parents in your life to structure you in the positive way, and
mm-hmm.
that's great credit to your mom, man, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have both parents at home. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't. And it's not just them not being in their lives. It's just work. A lot of parents work, throughout the
yeah,
whole day.
exactly.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And back then, man, we go to school, we go hoop. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So that
I
was
didn't
that
see
was
my
the
mom
thing.
until I didn't see my mom until it was time for dinner sometime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she was working.
Yeah.
I was blessed enough to have my grandmother like in the household too. My dad around too, but you know, those strong women, um, especially in Rhode Island. Once again, because it wasn't a basketball place, man. So we didn't see it. In
Right.
Boston, right down the street, you get to see it
Yeah.
when those kids were in high school. There were guys in college above
Yeah.
them, coming in the gym. We didn't have that.
Right. Right. And yeah, man. So let's just go into it. Like, what got you into to playing ball?
Um, I don't actually like remember my first encounter with basketball. I remember getting a hoop when I was younger. That was like when Grant Hill was on the Dream Team. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
like one of those that time being me being introduced to the game. I had a hoop in my house when I was a kid. I even remember in kindergarten, and this is crazy because this is how life like intuition, I guess. In kindergarten, we had to draw a picture, and it was like name something you can do that you can't do now that you'll be able to do when you get bigger. So I drew like a stick figure, and it was like a little stick figure holding a basketball and shooting it, and it didn't reach the rim. And then it fast forwarded, and it was like a taller stick figure, and the ball was going in the hoop. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And they actually used that picture as my kindergarten graduation, like for the pamphlet for everyone, as the cover. And like I
I
got
hope they
that. So
saved it.
yeah, that's what they used for the pamphlet. So everyone who came in for the graduation, that was the cover of the graduation for John Hope. But I
Mhm.
guess shit, since 5, 6 years old, all the way since back then, I had a passion for it.
And that's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
really good. Go ahead, Dan. You got what I'm saying?
No, I mean that's awesome. I mean, I look at it. You're a professional basketball player.
yeah,
I want to call you. You are an entrepreneur. You
mhm,
have your energy bar. What the Tef.
yeah,
You're founder of all these companies, and you're also an author
yeah.
of Little
Yeah,
Lamont
hold on, hold on, hold on,
Downward
hold on, hold on. Let me
Motivation.
give a little
There it
shout out
is.
to you. Already
There
know.
it is.
Yeah, appreciate
You
that.
already know. You already know,
Man,
man. You already know.
you're just I consider you a role model. Not a lot of people can
Yeah,
look to you, and they just see the basketball player. They don't see what you're doing on and off the court. I really appreciate that. You have your mind set on a goal,
yeah,
and I mean just seeing what you've done so far, seeing what you've done in college.
yeah,
You're in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
At
Hold on, hold on,
JU.
Dan. Hold on, Dan. Hold on. I don't think you understand what that really means, man. Like if my guy is in the Hall of Fame, bro. Like
Yeah,
seriously, that I know we're going all over the place, but that right there, man, just knowing him, that just shows, and just it just shows what he said before. Like nobody was thinking about this, years
yeah.
ago in the city, man. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
fact.
Someone being
Like,
in the
Steph
Hall of
knows
Fame,
me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like Steph really knows me. Like knows me. So to we just hooped. Like we
Yeah.
didn't even have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just playing. That's because we love to do. So I'm kind of blessed because it could have come almost been any of us. You feel me? Like we
Yeah.
all played high school. We were all there. I didn't stand out more than anybody else on my team. You know what I'm saying? It was just like an opportunity. I got it. I didn't even really know I was going to college. I really didn't. I didn't have a plan when I graduated. And Jonathan Wales just happened to see me at this Rhode Island All-Star game for the Interscholastic League. And Jamie Benton, who I knew personally, he was just like, he must have liked the way I played that game because he knew me my whole life. But it was something about that game that made him be interested in me. You know what I'm saying? And he came up to me after the game and talked to me. He was like, "Yo, what you doing?" I didn't really have a plan to go to school at all. And I guess that's how it happened. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I'm so passionate about it because I've gotten to see it. I've gotten to do it. I've gotten to play. And I know a lot of people who could have been here could be doing it. You know what I mean? So that's the fire set under me a little bit. I do a lot of stuff for the 401, man, because I just feel like we've always been the underdog. And then I've gotten a chance to experience like the big time leagues in Massachusetts, just 30 minutes down the road, and you just see the culture of basketball, the respect for it. In Boston, dudes driving foreign cars because of basketball. That's
Yeah.
happening in Boston. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm just trying to show people it's possible.
And man, let's talk a little bit about your journey through high school.
For sure.
What were the challenges, man? Like, did you have somebody you looked up to? Did you have somebody that really guided you in the
Yeah. I
right
mean, in
path?
high school, I had like they say it takes a village. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I had a lot of like, I guess, mentors and stuff on the South Side. Corey Brown, who's actually a police officer now, but in South Providence, he's one of everyone knows him for basketball, the Boys and Girls Club. He has the biggest summer league in Providence, so he would teach me some stuff every weekend. Once a week, he would teach me something, and I was like a sponge. When someone would teach me, I would do it all day long and keep. I was a kid who loved being in the gym from like since middle school. I was going to the basketball court at probably 7 in the morning before the school bus. Like I was that kid uh, since middle school. The same with my little brother who played Division 1, but I was taking him to the court when he was 5 years old. You know what I mean? I'm 7 years older than him, so I was 12. He was coming to the court with me 6 in the morning. Um, I don't know. It's just been like a passion or a hunger for the game. And when I got introduced to it, I wasn't the best player. I didn't make my first team. I didn't. So that also drove me to want me to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Central High School, man.
Yeah. Like Central was
That's
crazy, man. Central was crazy.
that's
Every day was a move.
and for our listeners out there, man, that if you remember what I said in the beginning, me and Lamont share similar things, man. We both went to Central High School. Uh,
Yeah.
Talk about it, man. Like like you said, it was like a movie. Like every day, it seemed like
Every
uh,
day. I mean,
every,
I went to the Met, but I played for Central, I
yeah,
guess, which
right,
was
right, right, right.
so I didn't actually go to the school, but right after school, I was
Yeah,
rushing to get to the school I was trying to meet my teammates before they got out of school, trying to meet them at detention. Like that's how
yeah,
the influence was. I was trying to go to detention just to be with, what I'm saying, my boys. That's the kind of stuff that was happening. We didn't get a weight room, so you got to think about Rhode Island basketball now. 4 years of high school basketball, we didn't touch a weight room, not one time. 4 years of high school basketball, we didn't get up extra shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't speak to a college coach. We didn't, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a great time, but it was crazy when you think about as an athlete, as a kid, you want to get somewhere and you don't know how to get there, and no one around you can even guide you where you're trying to get. And that's what we grew up in. You feel me? And that was Rhode Island basketball. before Camp Arrow, it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't happening. There was no platform. There was no guidance to it, and we're creating it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we're kind of setting the bar in Rhode Island now.
Yeah, and I really think, man, that's important. You say that because, like you said, man, imagine during those times if we had the social media era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
We had the small stuff, but that was a little
Yeah,
distraction.
MySpace back then. Come on.
Yeah. MySpace and Hampton. It's like you
Yeah,
got Nupa,
yep, yep.
or point guard, like who can dunk the ball at 6'4",
Oh,
6'5", play college basketball. Like Drew, like all you guys, like guys
oh,
didn't really have a plan. Super
yeah,
athleticism, but
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I feel like with, and again, like I said, we're going all over the place, but like with where you at now, man, is
yeah,
just slowly it's showing you where what you had to do to fight. Back
yeah,
then, man, is the
real talk.
strongest survive. The strongest
Yeah,
survive back then. You know,
real talk.
yeah. So let's dive into it, man. Let's talk about college a little bit, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what colleges, if any, did you look at? Or did any schools come talk to you or try to
Yeah,
recruit you?
it was so when like I said about the Johnson and Wales thing.
Yeah.
Besides that, I only had like been being recruited by like a Division III in New York. It was called the College of Mount St. Vincent,
Mm,
and the coach happened to get like fired that summer. You know what I mean? Or maybe like that May or June when I was kind of gonna be transitioning and going into college. And so I remember like losing contact with him. And then I really wanted to go to prep school. But my mom, coming from Africa, she didn't really understand like prep school for sports. You know what I mean? Like pay to go to high school when you already got a high school degree. That didn't make sense to her. So I ended up just going to JWU, and being home, I guess, was a blessing. Blessing in disguise because I lived down the street. I never lived on campus. I'm from right down the street, so a lot of stuff, it was like my get away from the hood, and people don't
mm,
really realize that. Like I was still home, I was still in the hood, I was
mm,
still dealing with the struggle. Like I lived with my uncle, and we didn't even have heat one winter. You feel me? And I was in school, but that was like my place to. That was my sanctuary because I got to leave Providence, and I was in this fresh environment. I was still in Providence, but I didn't feel like I was in the hood no more. I
mm,
wasn't in the hood. You know what I mean? I'm in a cafeteria where I could eat, and I had 24-hour access to the gym. So that's
mm.
why I got a lot of my pain up. People don't really realize that either. I spent hours in the gym because I didn't have to go to the hood. If I left the gym, I was probably gonna be back down the street off Broad Street with my boys, or you know what I'm saying, getting into some trouble. And even through all my success, I did get in trouble. You know what I'm saying, in college
Yeah.
because I didn't get caught in high school as much. I did get into some shit, but
Hmm.
that peer pressure around Providence is deep. A person
Yeah.
don't really know, or they don't know how to separate. You know what I'm saying? I still see it to this day, and I play at this level. With some people, I see it still. College players getting caught up home, trying to fit in, trying to smoke a blunt on Snapchat because they think that shit is cool, and they don't
Mm,
understand. They're making it. They're trying to go that way. You know what I'm saying? But they're so caught up in trying to look cool for the
yeah.
eye of the people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the devil is tricky, man. But
Yeah.
if you can surpass that, man, and know your identity, like that will take you the furthest. You feel me? And
Yeah.
when I went to Johnson and Wales, that's kind of when I started to find my identity, started to see some success. You know what I'm saying? And even when I was in college, I was still doing stuff that is still from the, like, you know what I'm saying? That local urban, mentality. And I mean, I'm just losing it a couple years ago, honestly, when I started doing a lot of this entrepreneurial stuff. It takes a lot of separation and it takes a strong mind, but anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And
And
Jay Wu, man, it was fun. I had some great success, obviously leading the NCAA in scoring for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like that right there. After my junior year, I was 30 points a game, and I started seeing some success. Sports Illustrated reaching out to me in schools like that, but I didn't think about going anywhere else because I felt like I was in the perfect place. I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I felt like I was in the perfect place.
So with
And then
that,
my
did you get any offers from any other schools? Outside of like
no,
Division One? No.
nope, it wasn't even something I was looking at, and it wasn't something that like was brought to my attention. So it was just like I was kind of just going through it, and then it got real my senior year. I remember this like yesterday. I'll never forget this day. I was in the lab. We were in the national anthem, and the assistant coach came up to me, his name is Rich. He played with me the year before, and he graduated and became a GA on the team. So we were boys. But he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, coach didn't want you to know this, but there's an NBA scout here to see you." You know what I mean? And I was like, my stomach just like dropped. I got super nervous because I didn't want to make a mistake. You know what I mean? So I went and played timid because I didn't want to make a mistake, knowing that there was somebody there to watch me. And at that time, I was averaging 30 a game. I had 27 that game, which was below what I did, but I averaged. But I talked to him after the game. He came back a couple weeks later. He was a Toronto Raptors scout. I had like 47. Nothing happened from there, but I got to, I got to see it. I tried out for the Boston Celtics D League team at the time. I tried out for the Orlando Magic, Erie Bayhawks. When I got out of school, a lot of politics
Did you
involved.
try out for Cleveland too? The Cavs?
Nah, no.
No. Okay.
Just, Orlando Magic, Erie Bayhawks, but there's a lot of politics at that level, man. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to pull up the stats, man. 2011, 2012, All American,
Yeah.
all region, 2011, 2012, Conference MVP, 2011, D3 fourth all time leader scorer.
Yeah.
Even just hearing that, man, like seriously, like again, like I said, I know you, man, and
Yeah.
those accolades right there, bro. Like for me, I don't think I ever told you, man. Like I'm really proud of you, man. Because like I said, I believe you a year up on me, right? You're a year up on me, right? Yeah. And I saw your games. Even going back to like rec league, AAU ball.
From Young Bucks days to everything. I was one of my closest friends, dog. No lie, because he had like a good personality and he was like a super hungry kid. He loved ball. He was a strong guard. We all had dope relationships, definitely back then. Man, like I had a crazy run at J Wu, and it just came from numerous hours living in that gym. Like people wouldn't understand. At J Wu, you have classes at 7:10, so I mean, there were literally times I was going to the gym 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. workout. Like I said, it was my getaway. So I go there, shower there, hit the dining hall there, go to class 7, 9. You know what I mean? That's 3 hours be done by 2. Go back to the calf, take my food to go, and I'm at the gym from 3 to 9 p.m. every single day. Like I was like that was that was me. There were parties. I trained before parties. I was always out because I was in Providence. So my friends all got to experience the college experience. They didn't go to school, but they did everything from campus living to they got to experience it all. Only thing they didn't do was go in class. You know what I mean? So it was a gift that I did stay home because all my friends got to experience at least somewhat of college. And then but I stayed in that gym, man, every day. I was walking home sometimes from J Wu Gym, and I lived in Washington Park, which, if people know Providence, that's like the end of South Providence. And you could walk 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and I was home. So that was just like my getaway. Like literally, I had a getaway from life, and it was doing something I loved.
And do you feel like you're not only you're a business owner, you're a athlete, but you're also a mentor. You're also a
Yeah,
coach. Uh,
yeah,
do you just off of what you said, being humble, learning how to, before a party, for example, you're still working on your craft. That's the most important. Do you
yeah.
feel with the youth now, man? Do they have that drive? Do they, or is it just a lot of distractions with, we can even go back to social media right now, or do they have the enough to actually be
Nah,
successful?
I feel like now, at least in Rhode Island, I don't know if the kids have the same hunger for the
Mm,
game. You know what I mean? That same love for the game as we did. One, because it's also more accessible. You know what I mean? Like when we were growing up, there wasn't YouTube to go and watch an NBA player like work
yeah,
out, and you couldn't like YouTube how to jump higher. So I feel like it's like a hidden gem to find that passionate kid like how well, there are some days when I'm training kids and then be like, yo, he reminds me of me. Like that kid's still getting on a bus, that kid's still walking, but it's not like the era we grew. But maybe that's a good thing. Parents are giving more rides.
yeah,
I just feel like
yeah.
there's more support happening in Providence than when we were growing up. You feel me? Because I was talking to Courtney yesterday. You still remember
Okay.
Courtney Chuck,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my best friend. And we were talking about like, yo, in eighth grade, ninth grade, like we were happily smacking the backboard. Like, and now there's kids in eighth grade like dunking, you know what I'm saying,
Dunk.
in Providence. So it's just
Yeah,
like that just shows you the progress of the whole entire state. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And let's talk a little bit about get the pro life, all right?
Yeah,
Playing overseas. Um, talk to about your experience, man, when your first
yeah,
year, you know.
yeah. My first year, which is crazy. When I got out of school, I signed with a agency out of Massachusetts. They're actually a NBA agency, Pro Partner Sports. A lot of Celtics players were signed with them, and I went to Germany. I played in Germany. So I graduated college in May, and I didn't sign a deal to play professionally until December. So I was home 6 months, just kind of staying hungry. Like, damn, I'm hoping something happens. You know what I mean? So people don't even understand how hard it is to get a deal. So after leading the NCAA in scoring, I still didn't get a contract right out of school. So I just kept hungry, kept hungry, kept hungry, working out, hoping something will come. The agent calls me, and I was like, yo, if you find me a deal, I'll pay my own flight. You know what I mean? Like, just get me a team who will give me a chance. I was like, I'll do whatever to show I'm different. I'll pay. You know what I'm saying? I just need a chance. A team eventually was like, yo, come out. I flew out there in Germany, paid like $700 to get out there, and got out there. I remember like yesterday, the first 4 games I didn't really play. I didn't really like it. It was my first time leaving home because I went to
Mhm.
college in Providence, so I never really left. So I got out there December 11th. I'll never forget this. December 2nd, I got to Germany. We played a game. I played like 9 minutes. I had like 9 points and 4 assists in 9 minutes. We lost. We played again. The coach played me less than 10 minutes. We lost. We played it again. And I'm hitting every shot in practice, but I didn't feel like I was getting the right opportunity to play. We lost again. I was in Germany for 3 weeks, and I paid my own flight back home. Mind you, I paid to get there. Everyone who was asking me how it was, I just asked them for Christmas money. Like my entire
Mhm.
family, I was like, "Yo, I want to come home." You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everybody gave me Christmas money. I used that money to go back home. I took all my shit with me, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not going back to Germany." But no one, I didn't tell the coach that, I didn't tell the president that, I didn't tell the agency that. I was just like, I'm not going back. I don't like it. You know what I mean? That was the homesick feeling I was getting. I was in the other world by myself. It was just different. It's just that feeling everyone gets from leaving home. It's normal. And when I got home, I went out for New Year's. I was only home for like 2 weeks, for like a week because of the Christmas break, New Year's. And when I went out to the club, everyone I saw was like, yo, I thought you was playing basketball. What you doing home? I probably answered that question like 200 times that night. And that right there made me want to leave because it was just like everyone's pushing for me or hoping I make it. Or maybe a lot of people want to see me fail. You know what I mean? Regardless of what it is, I don't want to be around it. You know what I mean? So I just, I'm out. I took my stuff. I got out there. We lost another game. And then the 5th game out there, the coach finally started me after losing 4 in a row. And then I had 27 that game when I got a fair shot. And by the end of that game, the president was like, don't shoot the ball. And from there, it was up.
I did. Yeah.
Germany was a nice place, man. And when I played in that league, Dennis Schroeder was playing in my league. He's actually from Braunschweig, Germany. I played in Wolfenbüttel, Germany, which is the city over from them. So anytime I wanted to party or club, I was going to where Dennis Schroeder played, which was like 10, 15 minutes by car from me. Yeah. And
that boy Hooper, that boy.
When I played in that league, once again, not really having guidance, right? And I want people to really see this, who tune into this later on, kids who want to go play. Eventually, if you do get an opportunity to play, you got to be patient. And I like to share things. When I graduated, my first contract, it was 700 euros a month, 50 euros a game winning. You know what I mean? So at that time, that might have been $900 a month, 50 euros every game you win. You got 4 games in a month. You got a chance to make like $1,100 a month. You know what I'm saying? But you live for free and you don't pay bills and you eat for free because there was 2 meals a day in my contract. If you know how to save money, you know you're playing for 9 months, you can save some money, come home with, I don't know, $8,000, $7,000 for a summer, you know. But you're also doing what you love. So instead, when I played there half a season. I signed back to the same team because I only averaged 15 points there. And I played a half a season. And the agent was like, yo, go back, prove your worth. I was like, word, I'm going to prove my worth. I'm going to go back. I know I can average like 30 here. I just needed a fair chance. I didn't get it in the beginning. I went back there. At that time, I was getting like another extra 100 euros. So the following year, I signed for 800 euros. And I signed for a Christmas bonus. That time I was getting like an extra 800 just for Christmas. If I could keep it, I could fly home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. But to me, that money was nothing, you know? Because when you think, what do you think? Basketball, NBA, buy my mama house, Benz, that's your perception. You know what I'm saying? Of the game. And it's definitely possible to get there, but so instead of being patient, and mind you, I was signed with an NBA agency. I was on the side working with different agents, looking for more money. You know what I mean? So when I went to Germany again, I ended up leading Germany in scoring. So I was averaging 27 a game. I scored 54 points in a game. That's the most points ever in Germany. And I started getting a lot of phone calls from different teams, agencies, and stuff like from all over, and these guys were offering me money. You know, at least I thought teams are calling me, yo, 5,000 a month, 8,000 a month, 3,000 a month if you leave your team right now. You know, but me not knowing, yo, be patient. You play in Europe in a very solidified league. All you got to do is finish this league this year out because you average 27 a game, and the next year you're gonna be making from $800. You'll probably go to $4,000, $5,000 a month in Europe. But instead, I left Europe and I went to Qatar. You know what I mean? Which is the richest country in the world, but basketball isn't Really, you know what I mean? So I left a solidified job for thinking I'm gonna go get some quick money, and things didn't work out in Qatar. So I kind of banished my name in Europe, and I had to start all over because I left my NBA agency because they didn't want to work with me anymore. Because they're like, yo, I didn't have guidance. I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? There was no one around me in Prob to be like, yo, L, you're gonna make that money you want. It takes a little time. You play Division 3. There's a perception of you over here, but you're on your way to it already. You know what I mean? Getting in the door is step one. I didn't know that then. So that's just for my young guys watching who be like, when they get an offer or something out of school or they hear about some money, they'll be like, nah, don't take it. I know dudes who went from $400 a month to $20K a month in a year or two. You feel me? Like, just staying with it. So that's just a little story I wanted to share about guidance and at least it catching me later on. I went that far and then I didn't know that. So that's just something. That's a gem you want to have for the players, man. Don't get caught up and back home, and there's a lot of people who lie about their contracts and about basketball because they're playing professionally. Oh, I'm getting there. I mean, there are people who make. One of my friends just made $4 million in China for a season, but that's rare. And then you got some people who do get 50K, 100K a month in Europe, But those are the top tier teams, the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, that stuff. But there's money out here to get. You got to stay with it. You know what I mean? And don't let people be in your ear, especially back home. Don't let people count your pockets and all that shit. Whatever you're making, that's for you. If you can make it a comfortable living, you doing what you love. Don't let people stop you from living your dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I was gonna ask, man, and you answered some of it, like the difference from playing overseas to the States. What are the similarities maybe, or even the differences of playing overseas and you come to the States, you see.
The difference in the game is they teach the game. They teach like the IQ. Mark Cuban said it best. Like, if Americans went to Europe and played for a year, basketball would be way better. That's why you get to see like the Lucas and the LaMelo Balls performing so easy because they understand the game. Luka,
Even
I
Dirk,
played.
Dirk
Yeah, I played Luka when he was 15, 16. Like, you guys can go on my Twitter.
Oh yeah.
When Luka Doncic was the talk of Spain, that's when I first got into Spain. So I was 23. He was 16, 17, but he was still the talk of Spain. There's no high school basketball out here. There's no college basketball. They play for organizations. I happen to play against Real Madrid's B team, which is like it's like their G League team where they develop kids young. You know what I mean? So they play in this league called EBA, which is the 4th division in Spain, but it's still really respected. So when I left Germany and I didn't have an agency again, my first call was Spain. An agent called me from Spain, asked me if I wanted to play. I got to Madrid, and I was hearing about Luka. So yeah, just even getting to play against him, see him, they just understand the game, man. Like when you drive left, what to look for. When you drive right, what to look for. Like, you could play the game with your eyes closed, and that's kind of like what they teach over here. They don't teach the fancy one-on-one or the athleticism. They don't have that, but they teach this. So I guess that's the difference. You get to see that Spurs and Golden State extra pass basketball. That's Europe. That's the difference, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the motivation factor of for you probably bringing that what you're learning from overseas when you come here and you train your players, you coach them up. It just brings a different element to the players here in the States, because I feel like they need to see that. They need to see how the game is really played. I always tell my guys when I I know.
So to go,
and I tell them,
when you drive left on the left wing, when the help comes, these are your options. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't get those turnovers. We just played, bro. Like, growing up, I learned so much over here, like way more than I did in the States. You know what I'm saying about the game? Just like how easy it is. Seriously, like I'm walking into a game, I'm gonna get 5, 6 assists, like without an issue because I like just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why Kobe was Kobe, man. That's why he could just pick his spots and this and that because he thought about the game before it happened.
Winning the championship, man.
Yeah.
Out there, man. How was that season? Talk about it.
That season was a great time, fun experience because one of my closest friends who I met in college, his name is Jeff. Jeff, so a lot of my closest friends who I grew up with, like, you know, Sandbox, none of those guys came to visit or haven't been out to Europe yet. But I met Jeff. He went to Rhode Island College, and he ended up coming out here to Spain on some like, yo, I'm gonna come out there to help your team out however I can, from training, rebounding, stretching guys out. Like he was just trying to build his resume. He came out to Spain for a month. The coach loved him. He started getting like the first 10 minutes of every practice just to like run some drills and stuff. He ended up coming back towards the end of the year, stayed for 2 months. So I was out here for 9. He came for a total of 3 months, and we won the championship. I mean, with his help and guidance too, my boy Jeff. So he got to experience that. The team offered him a job the following year. He didn't take it, but it's dope to get a professional job. Like he just came us over here on some, I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna get my mind right. I'm gonna plan back home, and then also got a job offer with it. I played for that coach. Fast forward, right? So that when I won the championship, that was what 2015, 2016, whatever it may be. The coach I'm playing for right now is the same coach I played for. Then he called me back personally 5 years later to win another championship on another team. You know what I'm saying? So that's how things go sometimes. Like I've been playing, I guess, even without an agent, like I play so well, I guess, that another team will just call me directly or write me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like the following year.
And talk about how's it feel to win a championship overseas. A lot of you see it,
Oh,
you hear about
it
it.
was crazy. Chuck, it was crazy. You really want to get into it?
Yeah,
We played
please.
we played in Valencia, Spain. So it was like we the playoffs in Spain was like a weekend. So it was like 3 games, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? Like a AAU type style play for the league. So we took our stuff, went in a van to Placentia, Spain, this old village, like old looking village castle, you know what I mean? But like no cars really. So we parked there and we just kind of walking to the gym, walking back to the hotel, eating at the local spots. I'm out there with like that Provident PU mentality, like Kendall Perry. Like
Yeah.
I ain't out here to eat. I'm just out here to win. Like that's the same kind of hungry. Everyone who I played with kind of still lives through me and plays through me, from the central energy to the, you know what I'm saying? Like that same energy, same scrimmages, like it's still here. You feel me? So we got over there, and I was dealing with like back issues then too. I wasn't playing with insoles. So we played Friday, we won. We played Saturday, we won. And then we played Sunday and we won like 3 games. The championship game, like we came out so strong. The game was over in like the first probably 6 minutes of the game. And that was like the home team hosting the entire championship. We just came out with some fire energy. I always bring that crazy spark to the team. Like I'm wild. My coach calls me like he's an asshole on the court. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a dog, but we won that chip out there. I went crazy, Chuck. I had like the Spanish flag. I tied it around my head, like the
I saw
whole.
that.
I tied that joint around my head. I was around the city. I went to the supermarket. I bought like 50 bottles of champagne. I can't make this up. You can
Yeah.
ask my teammates right now. I pulled up my neck. I gave everybody 2 bottles, presidents, fans, everything. We went crazy, turned that city up. We went back to our city. They rented like this double deck bus. We had like a parade. I didn't even end up making the parade because I was just in my own element. When we got back, it was like, yo, get back, go to the bus. I was just like, I'm gonna stay at the crib. I'm gonna drink a little. Like, I'm sick of people telling me what to do. I don't have to listen right now because we did it. You know what I mean? So, so that was an amazing time, man. Like we made some history in that city. That team ended up disappearing the following year because of finances. They just went right with finances, man. They were paying us, but I was getting paid. So in Europe, you only get paid once a month, all in all, everyone. Basketball players, you work at a supermarket, you a teacher, whatever, you get paid once a month. Everybody. The lifestyle is different here, though. The paying rate, everything is different. The way you eat, the way food costs, the way everything is different. So yeah, man, there was times we were getting paid 3 months late, 4 months late on that team, like playing basketball without getting paid for 3 months. But that's the passion, you know what I mean, and the love for the game. And then if you stop playing, it's like you're losing out. You can stop practicing, but it's like, nah, I don't get film, or I'm not getting better to get out of here next year. You know, so you
It's a
gotta
constant grind.
You gotta pick your battles.
Yeah. That's a great story, man. Because
Yeah.
you think about compared to winning championships out here, you have to be structured. You have to get told, you gotta do this that day. You gotta make the parade. You gotta do this.
I mean, I'm up right now because I'm still quarantining, so I'm not practicing at the moment.
Okay.
So I am up right now, but usually, yeah, you practicing twice a day out here. Most teams, like, there'll be a weight room, or you'll have a Monday morning, there's a weight room at 10 a.m. and then you got shooting practice maybe 11:30 to 12:30, and then you might practice again that night 7 to 8:30, depending on the coach, 7 to 9. Most teams only play once a week out here, so most teams are practicing 6 to 7 times a week for one game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're doing way more practicing than you are doing playing out here. It's like mentally. But a lot of the stuff I come up with, like the book, the Play for Peace tour, a lot of the stuff because I have a lot of time on my hands. You know what I mean? I'm not like a video game person, or like I don't like to waste time. I got a degree. I got time on my hands, so like let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And let's try to inspire some kids. The book came about because I always felt like there just wasn't a lot of substance. There wasn't a lot of substance
Let me show that
happening.
book out one more time. My guy's book right, man. Little
Yeah, it's
Lamont.
actually gonna be a series, man. It's a series. That's just the first one. Maybe a
Okay.
couple down the line, but I just wanted to relate to the kids, man. Like we said, Chuck, growing up, we didn't have like someone there. So as long as I can be there, I'm gonna try to give kids the guide to what it takes to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna guide them there all the way from kids I don't meet. So that's why that book came about, because it's like I can't always be there physically with a kid. You know what I mean? So let's leave something behind where he's some. And then these kids are addicted to nothing. Like I said, the substance they watch on the cell phones and stuff, they ain't learning nothing. So I wanted to create a relatable character, like that's actually going to go through what some of these student athletes are going through. So that's kind of where the book came about. And I'm working on the second series right now, and that one's going to be more about like getting off the electronics, being outside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. That's good, man. Let's talk
yeah,
about play for peace.
yeah,
When was that created, man? Like, talk about that having that. Like you said, you have a lot of
yeah,
time on your hands, but creating, because this is a great platform in
yeah,
particular.
yeah. It
Talk
came
about it.
from
Yeah.
one, like growing up, I always loved and one. I always bring that back because it's like we're always gonna start the culture. Where I got the culture from. It came from and one. I always like fiend for my dad to bring me home those tapes. Yo, bring me. I love the Alamo. I loved Ayo, and I loved like seeing a bunch of people. Oh yeah, that's how like Central would always mock like that Through the Fire. That was my favorite movie growing up, Through the Fire, the Sebastian Telfair film. But we watched that a lot, and we try to reenact that New York basketball field. So, and then when I graduated and I played in the tournament in Dorchester or the Sunday League, I forgot where I played, the $5,000 joint, one of the tournaments, 10K, and I was just like, yo, this is really happening down the street from Prov. That I was only 30 minutes down the road, and it was like, this is real legit basketball, and people are outside dressed, and people are, you know what I'm saying, like talking shit, and this is real. I was like, yo, I'm gonna create this back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I graduated, I played. Kids didn't get to see me play. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple years ago, they didn't even really have links to these overseas games when I started playing. So you got to think 9 years ago, there wasn't really live streaming like there is right now. So I was coming home like, dang, these kids don't even get to see me play. I've been playing 2 years overseas. They haven't gotten to see me play. Rick, you know, there's a lot of guys coming out of this area that the kids don't get to see play. So I'm gonna create an all-star game where like we come back home and kids get to see it firsthand. We work with them first on a basketball camp. Any kid who comes can, you know, any kid who pays at the door, has a pass, can participate in the camp. You know what I'm saying? So they'll get to work with the pros firsthand. We'll invite the top high school kids. So it's going to be like the McDonald's All-American game of each area, wherever we have the tour at. If it's in Mass, and we're inviting the top 20 kids from Mass. The grades got to be right too, though. You know what I'm saying? And after that, we do a pro game. So it's like you do the b-ball clinic, you see the top high school players play, and then you get to see pros play. And pros get to answer questions, give advice, all that stuff. So it's just like like a hands-on learning day, but full of influence. So that's the tour. You know, it's like and one, but more inspirational. I feel like and one made me want to be a street ball player, but I'm trying to create a tour where it's like it makes you want to become a pro or at least a student athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know, I really and again, I always wanted to, you know, my schedule all over the place. I always wanted to attend one of those. Because I've seen it. You know, I've seen it on, you know, IG, how live it is. Like you said, it has that and one feeling with the crowd involved, with the talent. You actually give these kids exposure.
Yeah,
you know,
man. I mean, I love to bring it to Mass. I was just talking to Radio. You know Radio?
No, Radio.
Raheem. He's from Massachusetts. We're from the same era, but he went to Madison Park. You remember playing Madison Park?
Oh yeah, right.
He's probably one of the hardest, most consistent workers from my era. Like, you know what I'm saying? Literally, he played in the G League and stuff too for a little bit. But Radio, I reached out to him, and I love to do it like with some guys from Mass to bring it to Mass. I've done it in Emmanuel College like 4 years ago because I knew the coach then. So we did the game, but we didn't have any fans there because there wasn't a lot of promoting going on. But it's something I want to connect with people in different places doing the same thing we're doing. You know, my guys down in Atlanta, my guy down in Chicago. I'm just kind of calling my friends, people I know who are doing this same. Let's make an event happen. You know what I mean? Like, let's lock a gym in, and then we'll work around it to get the players there and everything else. But that's kind of how you do it, man. I love to see it happen in Mass on a more consistent basis, at least once a year.
Yeah.
And then we're planning this summer. I'm hoping to make it big. The pandemic stopped us from doing it last year, but eventually, hopefully, I can get some NBA guys involved to pull up to Prov. But we got NBA players coming up, like David Duke's about to get drafted. We got some talent. A couple years, there's 20 pros walking around Providence right now, or close to it, and it wasn't like that. Not NBA players, but guys playing. You know what I mean? Right. So we can do a healthy, legit game, and then I plan to get some NBA players, hopefully, involved. Man, it could be as big as N1, like selling out arenas. Play for Peace Tour. You feel me? And then I plan on bringing it to Cape Verde. I plan on bringing it to Spain. I got a lot of people out here. I've been playing out here for 5 years, different teams with different people. So, and they don't do stuff like this out here. So definitely going to try to capitalize and do like a Spanish All-Star game, Cape Verdean All-Star game. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's talk about your other venture, man. You have you got what the TEF. And,
Yeah.
is it vegan? Is it
I need to
vegan?
get me a box of those.
Yeah, we got some vegan friendly bars. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been vegan 2 years, man. So
Okay. Well then,
uh,
yeah, right up your alley, bro. Right up
yeah.
your alley. So a couple years ago, I was down in Georgia. I was working a camp. It's called Runner Report. He's actually a
Okay.
Rhode Island native. Runner Report, but the camp is based upon finding the next players in middle school that are potential NBA guys. They're finding them in middle school now. You know what I'm saying? But so that's what the camp was, and I was the guy who was running the camp. He was actually a vegan, and he told me about this grain called brown teff. He was like, "Yo, have you heard of it?" I'm like, "No." Nah. He's like, "Ethiopians, they say this helps Ethiopians be the best runners in the world." And I was like, "Word." He's like, "It helps you endurance. They say it gives your body everything it needs to grow." I was like, "Man, yeah, all right. It's gonna help me grow." But I didn't knock him because obviously going to Johnson Wales, and I've been big on like what you put in your body helps you perform. That's a real thing. You know, we ate, once again, going back to guidance, we ate Burger King and
Right
wings
before practice.
before every game, before every practice. And I was like superstitious. Like if I don't get my wings and fries or my McDonald's, like I'm gonna play bad. You know what I'm saying? That's once again not knowing what it took to get there. And yeah, so I learned about the grain. I bought it a couple months later. Actually, when I was in Europe, my girl brought it to me, and she was like, I tried it. It looked like sand. It's the smallest grain in the world. It looks like sand. I cooked it by itself. I had like a big pot of sand. You know what I'm saying? It didn't taste like anything. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna just stuff it down and see if it does something for me. You know what I'm saying? And I stuffed it down probably like 3 or 4 big spoonfuls. And my teammate the next day, like I recognized it too, but I was always like I said in practice, I'm crazy. So like my crazy energy, like full court clapping, like that was already there. But then I just noticed like I'm getting the rebound and I'm going full court, like, and then I'm playing full court, man. I'm just not getting tired, like. So then the second day, my the captain of the team who came up to me, he was like 36 years old at the time. So this is 3 years ago. You know, I was 27. He's like, yo, ¿qué pasa, tío? I won't forget it. He's like, ¿qué pasa, tío? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? He recognized my movement, like, you know what I'm saying? And how just much more energy I had. So then, like, after practice, boom, so that was the first year I ever tried TEF, right? Boom. The end of that season, I tore my abductor, which is like right under your groin. You know what I'm saying? I tore my abductor. So I was out for 6 weeks in Spain. So I ended up leaving this season early. I showed I was healthy again. So what you deal with in Europe is a lot of peer pressure. Sometimes a team, depending on their situation, they'll try to force you to play, even if with doctor's notes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what KD went through in Golden State. The peer pressure of wanting to be there and feel like you want that shit. So you go through that out here. And I tore my abductor. My team lost 2 games in a row without me. The third week, the manager tried to come up to me and try to tell me that I was gonna get another X-ray, and if results, MRI, and if results showed improvement, like I was gonna make an effort, 3 weeks early. And I was just like, nah, I ain't doing that. But they don't like you if you're not a yes man also over here. But I'm not gonna be a yes man for certain stuff. So I stood up for myself. The guy told me I was unprofessional and this and that. So I just showed I was healthy again, played another game, showed I was healthy, and then I left the team. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like some stuff you can deal with, some stuff can bash your career, but I just know like I'm a good-hearted dude, and I'm not the reason why you guys are losing. I'm not even playing. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I tore my abductor. So I tore my abductor in April, May. So the whole time I was home that summer, I didn't dunk the ball one time. Not because I couldn't, my body just didn't feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't trying to take any risk. Fast forward the following season, I signed. I brought Tef again, right? I was in Spain August 26th last season. Well, not 2020, August 26, 2019, right? I remember these days. My girl brought me to Tef in November. I didn't dunk the ball from August until November in Spain. My teammates never seen me dunk, coach, nothing. She brought me to Tef. I went on Tef before practice. Every time after practice, I always just leave. I'd be like, I'm out. You can't really get up shots and shit like it is in America. You know, you got to get out the gym. So after practice, boom, first day on Tef, I'm throwing the ball up after practice, off the glass, dunking it. My teammates are looking at me like, yo, who is this dude? My coach? Like, who is this guy? I've been here 3 months. I've never seen me dunk. You know, that was just the extra boost Tef was giving me. So I was just like, it was so real. I was making cold oatmeal in the mornings, and Tef looks like sand. So I would just dump it in my oatmeal, you know, like pour it in and cook it on the stove.
Yep.
And it was so real, man. I was taking cold oatmeal with me to games. Like if I played Saturday night before I left the house Saturday morning, I made oatmeal and put it in the cup and put a plastic wrap over it. And then I traveled from the top of Spain to the bottom. Even if our bus hours was 9 hours, 10 hours, sometimes, whatever. 20 minutes before my game, when we got there, I go through my routine and I'll eat my Tef. You feel me? Like cold oatmeal. Dude's looking at me like, yo, this dude's nuts. And I couldn't share it because it's like, I'm not going to go scoop in my thing and give the next guy. So I need to come up with a way to share this grain. It's a real thing. Brown Tef gives your body everything it needs, but it digests slow and it has low calories. So that's why Ethiopians are the best runners in the world, because they get iron, protein, magnesium, zinc, calcium, everything you need in a low amount of calories. But there's a new study called a dietary fiber, which means that it digests slow. So you're going to have energy for a longer lasting time with less calories. They call it a miracle grain. That's the nickname for it. So yeah, man, I heard about something special. I heard there's some elite athletes taking it. I won't share who, but we're talking top of the top. You know what I'm saying? That was another reason why I took it, because I heard these guys had a part of their diet, and it's real. It's a real thing, bro. Like, it's real. Yeah, I'm talking about like the performance, the endurance. I got some right now. Yo, I can't make this up. Hold up. This is how real I am. This is brown Tef right here. It looks like this. So, So Ethiopians, they eat with their hands, and Ethiopians eat with their hands. So a lot of the times, this is what they make their bread out of in Ethiopia.
Okay.
You know, but this, I ate some of this earlier with blueberries.
All right.
A miracle grain. I'm a realist about it, man. It's right here.
There you go. I gotta grab some of that, man. Definitely, sure.
Man. You guys send the address. I'll send you guys some packs for sure. We're just in like the starting phases of it, but definitely trying to like it could be a crazy bar that changes sports, because you know the meals before games and the AAU tournaments and grabbing nothing. This bar is like beneficial, man. 3 grams of protein per bar. It has calcium, potassium in it. No added sugars, no preservatives. My partner makes him, who went to J Woo. He won the show Chopped on Food Network. He cooked for Cole Anthony. So it's like
oh wow.
It's growing.
Wow. That's you know, man, I wanna take a couple steps back, man. You know, the Hall of Fame, man. Got that jacket. How did it feel, man? Because you know, when I saw that, man, I really got inspired by that. Because again, man, like I keep repeating myself, knowing you, playing with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, knowing your journey, man, how did that feel to just get that jacket on, you know, and knowing that, you know, your name's gonna be forever there, you know?
Yeah. I guess you do it like at the moment when it happens, it's just like it didn't really hit me. And it hits me later on because it's like, damn, I used to sneak in this gym. Like, we used to really sneak in this gym. Like, I'm not joking. Like, we would sneak in Johnson Wales to steal iPhones, like razors, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to be able to be here, like, now I can bring any kid in here I want. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of my life, like, I can bring 10 kids in this gym, the same kids who probably couldn't get in here, but like you open up doors when things happen like this. I mean, it feels good, man, just to be on that. Like, you had to be there, kind of. I always say that the Johnson and Wales experience, like my teammates who did it with me, who got to see it firsthand, my coach, like it was something like you ain't gonna get it too many times, or to live through a moment where a kid's averaging 35 points a game and it don't matter who he plays, like nobody's gonna stop him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter, but it just felt fun. To me, it felt normal because that was the work I was putting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went into a game super like confident because I knew like them shots one over half court. Like, I practiced over and over. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just felt so normal. But to look back on it, it's just, bro, we made like even going Division 3. It's crazy because this is how humble you got to stay in the game. My brother My brother went to New Hampton. My brother played Division 1. My brother played EYBL, Expressions. Never paid for a pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Um, but I remember one time I was gonna give him some shorts. My brother always, he's younger than me, 7 years younger. He was like, "Man, I don't want those Division 3 shorts." And this is when I was in college, and my brother probably was in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Just like to fast forward, he played Division 1. He experienced the NCAA tournament. He beat UNC, all that. But when it came to this, the professionalism, the contract, I got him. Even though I played Division 3, you know what I'm saying? And we ain't comparing each other because we're both successful. You feel me? But like when you play ball, at the end of the day, everyone want to play at this pro level. You feel me? No matter what you say, everybody does. And I got to experience and I got to live in not just 1 year, 10 years. I've been playing 10 years. It's hard to play 2 years over here because one, you got to adapt. You can play a place and you think you're a scorer. I came into Europe averaging 30 points a game. I went to Germany, I averaged 27 a game. I came to Spain, the coach told me, yo, 10.6 assists is a point guard. You understand? So I had to adjust my entire game to a fit one coach. You know what I mean? Like, every year you play, you're playing in a different role every single year. You got to be able to adapt to players, personalities, coaches, management. You know what I'm saying? Like, your role, like, like, yo, I ain't scoring 20. I'm gonna be a lockdown defender and sacrifice my body. But whatever it takes to win and be a professional, like, that's what a professional is, and people got to know that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough, man. It's tough.
And
I know guys that come over here and like, yo, I'm like, man, you don't even understand. I know guys with crazy talent who afford who played Division 1. I played with guys who played high level Division 1s and couldn't get jobs the following year because they didn't know how to adjust their game, or you know what I mean?
and that's what it's all about. Like, going into, like you said, a new environment after you
Yeah,
graduated, man. And, a lot of people don't understand the mental part. You know what I'm saying? Mentally you have to try. I don't like to say you
yeah,
have to be. You got to try your best to get outside of yourself. Get you, like you said, you even got to learn a new language. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
got to
man.
learn a language. Coming from
Especially if
that.
you want to adapt and have fun. Like,
Yeah.
you can come on here and be like, damn, I'm like, my first couple years, I was counting down the days until I went home. Like, I'm not lying. Like, when I played in Germany, like, I had a calendar, bro, like 120 days. Like, I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Right.
really over here on the other side of the world doing something amazing. But when my mentality, like, adjusted to the people, the culture, you have so much fun, man. There be times where I don't even want to be going back home. Like I ain't even lying. Like if I had my people over here, probably because the
Yeah.
quality of living is just way better than America. You know what I mean? Like the food from the shit we grew up eating, bro.
Yeah.
That's not even allowed over there. Like they don't even allow syrup over here. Like our hot sauce, like the stuff we grew up with, bro. The stuff in the stores and the Stop and Shop is not
Yeah.
even over here. Like all the colorful cereals, bro. They don't have that. All the 25, 30, 50 kinds of glazed chips, they don't have that. Like it's just different. You feel different when you eat though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You feel much better, healthier. Like you don't feel all bloated. You don't see people walking around like fat and out of shape and sick. It's different, man. It's different. The mind is way different. This is like real life over here. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. And you hear a lot. Look at Stephon Marbury. He's a legend out there in China,
Yeah, yeah,
and people were counting him out in the States. You know what I
yeah.
mean? He won.
Exactly. I don't even, yeah, man. I'm like, I got friends over here, bro. I got like real family over here. Like
Yeah.
people I can call family, like who will open their doors any time of the day. Like on all different parts of Spain, from Madrid to Barcelona to Malaga, like to the north to the east, bro. I got people over here, like, and it's amazing, man. It's a blessing. You
Yeah.
know, I definitely would like to do something like to connect international business at some point, or eventually, like, you know how they be doing those tours where like people pay out of school and they go play in like an overseas tour.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
do one of those, but like a legit one. You know what I'm saying? Like to bring guys over here and set them up to play against teams and do workouts and experience Spain like the right way.
Wow. And coming down to it, man, like, I have a few more questions, bro. Like, in the next, 5 years, man, where do you see yourself going? Where, either if it's basketball, business, and just
Mm-hmm.
life in general, man, because, you really approach the more than an athlete. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You
Yeah.
you you talk the talk, bro, and you're again, a lot of people look up to you. I know personally people that talk about you
Yeah.
in an amazing way, bro. And
Yeah.
again, in the next 5 years, where do you see,
Yeah.
yourself, you know?
It's crazy because I told myself I wasn't even gonna play basketball this season, and I ended up just signing out here like a week ago, right before the deadline. My coach called me. I knew him personally, and I was just like, "Yo, I kind of want to take a break from everything I'm doing home. This is the longest I've been home, a year,
Yeah,
straight, no break, no plane, no trip, no vacation. I was just home like grinding because." I've been playing 9 years, and it's like I only get to come home for the summer 3 months. I'm only getting to like taste home, and then I gotta leave. So it's
yeah,
just, I came home during the pandemic though, so it's just like the stuff I'm immune to doing. My basketball camps and my brand I can no longer do. So I
mm,
kind of came home and like had to figure some stuff out. The granola bar came so natural, and I was just like, damn. Do I really want to leave this granola bar right now? Like I'm the face of it. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So I was also home kind of. I'm the guy going to the market. I'm the guy bringing it into the gym. I'm the guy. I'm doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna get to where it needs to be happening this way. I need to get a team around me. So I do kind of want to leave so I can delegate and find some roles and find like what the TEF needs from looking in the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a blessing to be able to be over here, to be able to make some calls home, get some people committed, and really get this thing up and running. You know what I mean? Like so that's kind of why I chose to play at the same time. Because I'd be feeling like when I'm home, there's just so much going on and time goes by so fast that you don't get to really, you know what I'm saying, make it happen. So in the next 5 years, I mean, this granola bar can be huge, man. Like I plan to hopefully like either make it like get it to the NBA, get it to like the big time college programs, you
yeah,
know, like where they either pay for the recipe or we just supply schools with it monthly.
mm,
Eventually, like the big states, the Atlanta, the Californias, the big
New York,
places,
yeah,
Texases. New York's and then maybe even with school departments, like getting mayors and stuff to approve it for the bars to be in schools for kids to eat for breakfast. Like that. I mean, in 5 years, I hope to be like maybe selling with the TEF down the line, like building it up, getting the operation going, and then it being like the biggest sports bar ever. You know what I mean? Like the granola, like the Nature Valleys, like the Chewies, but a more beneficial bar. My real plan though, and hopefully this happens this year, by next year, but I want to open the Play for Peace headquarters. And that's like my real goal. Like I'll probably move out of Rhode Island when I do that, because it's gonna be like a mecca. It's gonna be like a boys and girls club, like a rec center, but the right way. The city doesn't run it. No one can tell me I have to close my doors. You know what I mean? The substance that happens in there to educate, like the guidance that will happen in there is going to be crazy, and it's going to be an affordable place. I don't want it to be a nonprofit. It's going to be a for-profit business, and it's going to be like the community paying to have something in the community. I'm going to charge probably, I don't know, $40 a month, but kids will be able to go there every single day. You know what I'm saying? And homework, make sure their homework's right. Financial literacy, we're teaching it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything school doesn't teach, everything like the kids need, that will happen at the Play for Peace headquarters. And then besides that, man, I don't know. After that, like I got this park kind of happening. Hopefully, I'm trying to create a park. The first of its kind. Like it's gonna change sports forever. Well, basketball, the game of basketball. So can't really talk about it too much because I don't know.
Of course.
Into this, but just know, man, it's gonna be special. Maybe we'll bring on the mask.
Here we go.
I'll talk, but I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of in the works happening. I'm doing one with the city of Providence right now. The first park ever, bro, where it's gonna be like a guidance park for basketball. Imagine going to a playground and there's no hoops there. Imagine like a single mom walking to a basketball court and there's a bunch of guys playing. That single mom's gonna take her kid and go. Like there's no space, but now there's gonna be a space where like the zigzag drill is stuck there. You know what I'm saying? Like the cones are stuck there. It explains how a kid can train for free. It's a free trainer park. You know what I'm saying? Like hurdles will be there, box jumps, ladders painted in the ground, all that stuff. You don't have to pay to be trained. You just have to go there, and everything's stuck there. And there's like a display, like a zoo, kind of explaining the drills and how to use them.
I don't want you explain too much anymore because they don't want nobody stealing that.
It's a peace park, man. You should see one in 2020. I mean, this summer, hopefully, man, in Providence. Hopefully, you see the first one happening. I'm working with the recreation department and this lady Wendy Nilsson and Kathleen Drohan. That was my professor at JWU. We're trying to make it happen.
Oh, that's great, bro. And just a couple more questions for you, bro.
Hey, man, I'm up for the day. I'm up now. It's 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Like, can you see yourself letting the game go? Like when it comes to playing, like.
I mean, yeah, everyone has to stop. The ball does stop eventually. It's crazy. I was talking to Kyle Casey yesterday. And I was like, yo, y'all guys know Kyle Casey? I'm like, yo, what up, Casey? He's like, whatever. He said, man, I'm about to hang it up. And I'm like, damn. He told me that yesterday. I was like, damn. I mean, these things kind of be on my mind, but I always said I was going to keep playing until, like, either my situation got worse or, like, it just stopped me. But no one has stopped me personally. Like, I do watch it though, and it's just like, damn. Like I'm watching Michael Carter Williams' little brother, like be on the mock draft, and I know him personally, so it's kind of like, damn, you know what I mean? Like watching that stuff, but it's also like everyone has their own route. You know what I'm saying? So my route has opened up a lot of more doors and has inspired a lot of people. So I'm still doing it. I ain't even just doing it for me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even realize that. Like I came to play. I didn't have to come play right now. Like I got things happening, you know. But I did come play to keep showing kids like it's possible, you know. And then I also get some guys who are around me who be like, yo, damn, keep playing till you can't no more. Or people who didn't want to play, or people who did play who stopped too early, who still reach out like, damn, bro, what's up? Can you call your agent for me? I'm trying to get back on. And it's like, it's hard. But I just got a second passport, so that's why I did come and play. That's a huge thing overseas. Like, if you can get a second passport, meaning like if your family was born in somewhere else, your grandparents, if you can get a Jamaican passport, Haitian passport, Canadian, if you can trace your roots and find that your grandmother was in, Ireland, like this is the key overseas because in most teams you can only have 2 Americans on the team, but you can have what is called a continue player, and those players are like literally just players with second passports. Like you could still be from the USA, play college basketball. That's what they want. They want you to have college experience with with a Jamaican, passport, Dominican passport. So that's what they're looking for first. So fast forward, I told you my mom was born in Liberia. I finally got to get it. I've been playing this whole time, but it's really hard with the government of Liberia to get it. But I ended up getting one. So this is my first year actually playing as an African player this entire time.
Wow. Yeah. That leads to my next question, bro. Like, you know, being a black man, and let's dive deep a little bit into it. Like, again, we talked about the city of Providence, and for those who don't know, man, again, I really want to give shout outs to the 401 because, my small time being there, man, I learned so much.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to grind. I learned, the little small stuff, the
Yeah,
even the speaking. People don't understand. Even in Massachusetts, we have certain things we say. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The way we speak. But in Providence, I felt like every day I was learning something.
yeah.
I was
Something
learning
else.
something different every day. Yeah,
You know,
So, uh, you know, but again, we also did experience the negative parts about it, and a lot of it had to be, being African American growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you speak on that? Like, how when you come back to the States, when you come back to Rhode Island, man, do you have an extra motivation to get our people even more motivated to do
hell
well?
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Like it's a love hate relationship, man. Like with my own people, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't know what it really takes. It's just the mental, you know what I mean? Like if we can break through this like mental that we kind of grew upon and like the slavery and like we're scarred. It is that, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even gonna lie. Like if you break down the history in Rhode Island and Providence, like that shit is still a plantation. Like it's still a slavery place. Like you don't see people of color successful. I'm sorry. Like the Lincolns, the Narragansetts, the East Greenwiches, those are the most expensive place to live. You know what I'm saying? $1 million homes. You don't see people of color living there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not by fucking choice. Like, oh no, I don't want to buy this house. No, because they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference there, bro. Like, and then you can go to a place like Georgia. My family lives in Georgia, my dad's side. So like, you just get to see that people of color with money. You know what I'm saying? Like space and opportunity. You feel me? Like not hating on each other, like enough space, and everyone's down there winning. But you got a place like up top. I don't know what it is. It's like there's a gray cloud over it, man. Like the mental. I know dudes with money who don't invest. I know dudes who like it's just crazy, man. Like the mentality is so small that if we can just break that mental stage, bro, like the world is ours. Like, and it's crazy. I've been so into stocks over this last like year and a half, just trying to put a lot of people on, and I have, but just to see a lot of people like I know person can't even. I know dudes who can go spend $3,000 in the club and won't spend $1,000 in stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. But I just be praying and just be trying to motivate the people around me, man. Um, I've been blessed, so I'm just trying to give as many blessings back as I can. You feel me, Chuck? Like
Yeah.
inspire people as I can. Never try to talk down on my cousins, whoever. When I'm around them, my best friend, I'm still the humble me, trying to push guys like, yo, what we doing? What business we doing? How we investing? Like, what we doing for the kids? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because it don't stop. It's gonna suck when like I don't want kids to go through the mentality that I did. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want kids to go through the struggle I did. So if we can set it up for them or their parents are knowing like, yo, instead of all them Jordans that you're buying your son, like buy your kids some stock. So now when they're 18, when it comes to going to college, they don't need that $100 a month or they don't need their own. They got all this. It's already planned. They're prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, but until then, man, it's just living out this mission, bro. Just trying to like inspire the folks and still take care of myself. You know what I mean? Like trying to create this company. Like I don't know, this can be $100 million, $500 million. Like it sounds crazy, but you don't really get too many people who can have that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like to be like, yo, I got a product here I can make like $200 million off of. And it wasn't created because of money. It's just so natural. I love to still change so many more lives and just help people. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the 401, man, because we got a lot of talent,
Yeah.
in Rhode Island, and it's coming firsthand, man. We got like I said, David Duke. You got Tyler Kolick. We got like 6, 7 kids right now playing Division 1
Yeah.
from Providence, and that didn't happen
Right.
in 2008 when I graduated. No one went to school. Nobody, literally. So it shows you the difference, man. And with some consistency, what it can do.
And
Now, when you put some real money behind it, a lot
yeah.
of stuff has been happening without really real funds. Now, let's say you fund a gym or you fund some huge stuff, a mecca, like, man, this is how New York is New York, or Philly, and these places are mass is mass, man. You guys got 15 NBA players right now out of Massachusetts, right now. You know what I'm saying? Legit 15, 20 guys playing in the NBA. Mass,
Yeah.
bro. So it's real.
Yeah. You know, my last thing I want to ask you, bro. Like, let's really talk about the state of basketball now. Who you like and who you watching? Be college
Yeah.
or professionally in the NBA, or
Yeah.
even where you at now overseas, bro. Like, how do you feel about the game today and how it's played?
Um, man, it's crazy the game these days. Like these young players, I ain't gonna lie. You gotta even hope sometimes they just miss. There's a lot of new package moves and stuff out. It's crazy the stuff they're doing, but I like to keep the game simple, man. I'm like a feel for the game kind of guy. Can score it in 3 or 4 dribbles still. That's how simple the game is. But the talent out here is crazy, man, because the kids are seeing it firsthand. But one thing I also like to see is just kids kind of knowing, and this is who got to do a better job at this. It's the trainer or the mentor, like knowing, yo, this kid is gonna be this player. Like you got to tell a kid if he's long and 6'5" and long, and he can't really shoot. Like, yo, your best assets right now is your length. Like, go out there, defend, go out there, rebound, like, give your heart, like, sacrifice. You can get a scholarship just for defense. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we're all thinking every kid or every trainer is teaching the same game. There's only one basketball on the court. So there got to be a kid who gets a scholarship for rebounding and blocking shots. And there got to be one who's getting it for his communication and his defense and his grades. But we ain't teaching that enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got one kid and then you got 5 kids going home mad because they didn't score 20 points on a high school team. There's only one ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like that's the real next step in, because when guys go to the league and people don't realize that when you go to the pro level, you're going for a certain thing. A team picks you or pays you for a certain asset of your game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this kid is a great point guard, or Rakim made over $1 million out in Barcelona because he was versatile. He can defend, you know what I mean, and he could rebound. But dudes ain't like, yo, there's not a lot of people out there getting paid to get 40 points. It don't happen. Like in Europe, no one averages 40. You know what I mean? So like just know your game. Just know your game, man. Like that shit goes a long way. Um it goes a long way, man. And I appreciate you guys having me on this platform, man. I don't do this too much. You know,
Yeah, man.
I love
We
this shit.
appreciate having you.
You know what I mean? I love giving words of wisdom to the
Yeah,
mass.
that's one of the things that I love. Basically, one of your quotes that I've seen, all over, your socials. You're on your humblest journey, and
Yeah.
just hearing your story from where you started to where you are now, it's humbling, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a great inspiration for kids, starting out young that don't have the best opportunity like you guys did. I grew up in
Yeah.
Massachusetts, so I mean I didn't grow up in Rhode Island, but I mean
Yeah.
I also sucked at basketball. But it's inspiring. Like I said earlier, you're a role model on and off the court. I appreciate what you're doing for just kids, and just Charles said it, I think, last week. He hates saying the sky's the limit. So I mean I can't wait to see where you're gonna bring your brand and what's coming next.
Yeah, man, it's for the culture. It's for the people. It's here to last. That's what it's about. At the end of the day, we're all gonna come and go, man. That's what it is. So, as you think about stuff, it's like, damn, I want to create something that lasts way longer than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that lasts way longer than me. As ill as that seems, it's like I want kids how the McDonald's All American game. I want kids to be looking forward to making that Play for Peace tour, whatever, 20 years, 30 years down the line in their city. Like it actually really does give something. I've seen kids not make the game, and it's not personal, but like I've seen that give them hunger and passion to want to make it the following year. So you got to give some kids some type of guidelines, and then Rhode Island, man, people to watch. We got like Enoch Cheeks. He plays at Robert Morris. There's a kid Tedrick Wilcox. He's a Division II kid. He actually plays in the championship. He got like one of the D2 players of the year last year. But Enoch Cheeks, my little cousin. I have a cousin right now. His name's Sebastian Thomas. He can score the ball with the best of them. Lefty, played at Hendricken, averaged 27 a game as a junior. Just played prep school in New York. Hoosac, got like a couple of Division Is looking at him. He's a real, like, I can score, but in high school, like the way he scores is different. Like I'm telling you, like opposite hand spin moves, right hand finishes on guys 6'9". Like he's different. He goes down to New York, Florida next week, so we'll see. But you guys would definitely hear about him. He'll be a scholarship player. And then me, I'm big on the kids who are like, I got a kid right now, and hopefully we can watch this in 5 years and be like, yo, I told you about him, but his name is Evan Mitch. He's in the 8th grade right now. He's a special kid. I like to see potential in kids. I'm the guy who catches them before everyone, and I'm not the guy who wants credit for them. I don't care for credit. It's just about pushing them in the right direction, because people be thinking, oh, this is my kid. That guy can go make $10 million and still not give you anything at the end of the day. So you can't really be trying to lock kids in and claim kids. I just do it because I want them to succeed and reach their highest potential. So, I mean, we got Erickson Bands, Enoch Cheeks. We got the A10 player of the year. He just got rookie of the year, A10 player, rookie of the year, Tyler Kolick. So this is like, we got a scary freshman class in the college scene right now. More Rhode Island pros to come. I'd like to see a few more NBA guys, though, in the next probably 8 years, 6 years realistically. But you'll see a couple more making it out of homegrown from the 401 for sure.
And again, appreciate you coming on, bro. Again, for me, this was special for me because we actually haven't talked in a while. But I'm always always supporting you from afar.
Now I'm
Mike.
like, damn, yo, what happened to Chuck? Like, I remember like my last high school game, and then I just didn't see him no more. Like, fast forward 20 years.
You know, again, mate, but you already know, I'm always supporting you, man.
Like, bro.
Bro, whatever you need, man, you know how to get to me.
Likewise, man. However, I can help you guys, man. I know you do some coaching, Chuck, some AAU stuff. I'd like to maybe we can do like a play for peace warm up, or you know what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna hit your line when we off this later on. We get on for that.
My guys pull up, give you some granola bars for the team to take with you guys. Like, seriously.
Now for sure. And again, man, this is the show where we just want to make sure, we want our guests to feel comfortable, just like we're just guys talking. And that's what it felt like this episode. We're just, getting to know more about you, and hopefully get back on soon. Come on soon.
You already know.
More adventures going on. All right.
That sounds good. Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, have a good one.
All right,
Thank you as well.
All right.
Woo. That was awesome.
That was good, man.
Yeah, that's.
Sorry, man. I knew, yeah. I felt kind of bad. You wasn't,
No. I mean,
cool. Yeah. Okay.
I love it. I love it. I'll kick back and listen. I don't even care.
That's good.
It's just it's a humbling story, and like I said, I love his quotes that you see all over the place.
Yeah.
He's on his humblest journey, and he's big, whether or not people see it. So, I mean,
And shout out to Lamonte Thomas, man, for coming on. He's a special one, man, and we're hoping we're sending him positive energy on his journey for sure.
Oh, definitely. I hope he pulls through with those granola bars. Starting to get hungry thinking about him.
We're gonna send him our addresses and get a few packets of those.
I'm gonna request maybe like 12 boxes. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna hop back into some NBA action.
Right.
So let's hit a quick break.
Right.
All right. On you, brother.
All right. Let's get into some NBA.
Man, I told you about that All-Star game.
How'd you feel about the All-Star game, man?
Man, it was just I don't like the format. That it just comes down to the format. I hated the fact that each team, they got to win the quarter. They start out 0-0, all that stuff. I like the old school. I think I said it last week. I like the old school East versus West.
Yeah.
I don't like the drafting. I don't like, it's the East gives you their best. The West gives you their best. Boom, go at it. Because that's what you're going to see in the finals. You're not going to see Jason Tatum going up against Jaylen Brown.
Right. And I always felt this way. I felt like they should change it where, I believe it's baseball. They have it. If you win the All-Star game, that means, home field
advantage in the World Series. Yep.
Yeah, they should do, instead of it being record wise in the NBA, like if you have the best record, you have the best, maybe make it the All-Star, whoever wins in the East. In the finals come, that Eastern Conference team has the home court, or if West wins, the Western Conference has home court. But I felt like this All-Star game was Steph Curry, man.
Oh, that net wasn't even moving when those balls were going in. That was just like, it's like he's shooting balls into a milk crate,
And if there was any doubters about Steph Curry, which I'm assuming not, because Steph Curry is a Hall of Famer, but I hope you learn something by Steph Curry. I hope you learn something from Damian Lillard, because those two guys, from where they were pulling those shots, it'll take me 100 tries just to make one, from where they were shooting. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You throw that $100,000 half court shot at me, I might get it in.
I get it.
I might get it in. You got to give me at least 100 tries,
Yeah. But overall, the All-Star game was what it was. I wasn't really excited. I mean, there's not that many fans there. The slam dunk contest was boring. Steph Curry won the 3-point shooting contest, which was, I think Kenny Smith said it from TNT. He said Steph Curry should not be even in that event because that's just automatic. He's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, shout out to Steph Curry for taking that. But again, I wasn't excited. I was kind of flipping the channel on and off. But it is what it was. But let's get into some games, man. Let's get into some Saturday games. We got a few games here for Saturday. We're gonna start off with Bucks versus Wizards.
Hey.
Yeah, we got Giannis versus Bradley Beal. This game in particular, and that's for all teams coming back from the All-Star break. I really want. This is when the playoff push starts to happen, right? You start to see who's really ready and gearing up for the ultimate goal, which is to win that championship trophy. But with Giannis and the Bucks coming in, they're third. I think they're third place in the Eastern Conference right now, and I feel like they were on a trending upwards. With their play before the All-Star break. I think Giannis is going to sneak his way into the MVP conversation because I just feel like he's starting to really understand how to use his teammates even better than he has in the past few years. Chris Middleton is playing really well this year. Drew Holiday's coming back from COVID, so he's going to fill his way. This Wizards team, a great quote that Bradley Beal said about Russell Westbrook is he thinks he's the best teammate he's ever had, which is I get it because you hear that a lot about Russell Westbrook previous teams, that he's really a great person. He's a great leader on and off the court, and he is. You see it, and I think this is part can change their season around because you need that positive reinforcement. You need that positive energy between two elite players on one team. And I think, the Wizards were playing really well before the break. But I got the Bucks winning this game.
Oh, definitely. I see Bucks walking away with this. Bradley Beal right now. I mean, it's Thursday. He's listed day to day on the injury report. So I mean, it could be something to look forward to. Him popping back in, but I can't. It's after the All-Star break, the players are off. They're down the beach. They're hanging out. Their mind's like not in basketball mode. They gotta rework themselves into that playing mode. I see the Bucks, just rolling the Wizards. They dropped 1 out of their last 5. The Wizards, they dropped 3 out of the last 5. It's Bucks for me. It's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, and the Bucks can easily just again, they still have to watch Bradley Beal and Westbrook, but if you slow both of those guys down, the Wizards don't have any of the guys that are stepping up in that form. So Bucks easily should be able to win this game. Let's go over to our next games, man. We got the Raptors versus your guy LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo.
Charlotte Hornets, who are in the eighth. I believe eighth. They're the 8th seed right now.
Oh man,
started today, and they're playing. They have a different type of swagger to them. Terry Rozier, man, he's from every game I see him playing. He has 30 here, 30 points here, 25 points here. Like, where was that with the Celtics? But let me not start with the Celtics. Let me
yeah. After keeping an even game against Brooklyn tonight, and they dropped at 129-109 or 121-109. Unbelievable.
So
Tristan Thompson.
Oh gosh, my blood's flowing. Let me calm down. Let me calm down.
All
The
right,
whole,
all right. Take a sip of water, will you, Charles?
yeah, let me take my shout out vitamin water. But the Hornets are playing good basketball. LaMelo Ball, rookie of the year. Just give it to him. Just give him the trophy.
I don't know. I gotta drop my over here. I gotta drop my Peyton Pritchard nugget. Yeah, that's not a Peyton Pritchard jersey, by the way. It's an Oregon Ducks jersey. But I don't know. I gotta drop my. I mean, LaMelo, he's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, and he's making it look so effortless, and credit to him, man. He deserved it. He's playing well. He has this team in the playoff hunt right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this Raptors team, they're depleted. I believe they still have people out due to protocols. You're hearing rumblings about Kyle Lowry getting traded. He's saying it's not true, but you never know with that. They're just they're depleted. The Raptors, they still play hard, but then that can only take you so far because at the end of the day, you need some superstars. You need some guys that can really put the ball in the hoop. And the Hornets have Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier.
Gordon Hayward.
Another guy that, another guy. But, they just have too much firepower with this game here. Hornets, I wouldn't say they're easily going to win this because, again, at the same time, let's give Toronto credit. They're still champions. They still have that championship type of energy towards them. And it's okay. They have Nick Nurse, the head coach. So, this is going to be a close one. Probably when the fourth quarter hits, the Hornets should be able to separate themselves from the Raptors. So I got the Hornets winning this one.
It's funny. I'm looking at ESPN and they give you that little chart on win probability. They got Toronto winning 61.3%. I mean, you have OG out, Freddie VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. They're all in the protocol. Kyle Lowry isn't going to be able to do it all himself.
No,
if they're not going to play. I see the Hornets just pulling away easy in this game. Well, I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be close, but I mean they're at home. Like I say before, home court doesn't mean anything. But Charlotte, the Hornets, they're just going to tear it up. They're going to start tearing it up. I mean, the Raptors last 5, they've only won 1 out of the last 5.
Yeah, they're depleted, man. And I think you see how they play. They feel it. They feel it right in on the wall because well, not the right on the wall. They just know the season's not going to go where they expected it to be. But again, like you say, man, the Charlotte Hornets it's too much going on there. They're a team to be reckoned with. Just the fact that they play hard, but they're confident. There's a difference. You can play hard all you want. If you don't, if you have those moments when you're not as confident during the games, then you tend to slip. So I got the Horn. It seems like we both got the Hornets in this.
Oh yeah, telling you, they're creeping up in the standings. They're creeping up in the standings. They're in 7th. 7th in the East.
Be on the lookout for him and LeVar Ball, your guy LeVar Ball.
Big baller.
If they make the playoffs, we're gonna hear some more LeVar Ball in the media, and well deserved, man. He's talking the talk, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking the talk. So
he's just got to get Jello up.
Yeah. Poor Jello. Hey, Jello, please, man. I hope you working or something. I hope you're staying out of trouble. What you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he is. I'm rooting for you because I think he could play in the NBA. He just needs a chance, So shout out to the Ball family. Shout out to the Charlotte Hornets for sure. Let's get into our last game of Saturday. We got the Mavs versus the Nuggets. This game here, man, we got Luka
versus the Joker,
and that sounds like a movie, right?
Is that bad?
Yeah, we got Luka versus the Joker, man. Two teams that are trending in a different way in their season. the Mavs are starting to pick it up a little bit. Mark Cuban was on First Take, I believe, yesterday, and he was right about certain things. He's saying, man, like all teams, they had in and out of players in the lineups, due to COVID or people getting sick or injured, but they starting to pick it up now. And I've been saying these past episodes that I feel like Dallas, man, they just needed some time because they were in one of those teams that were in the bubble playing in the playoffs, and they just needed some time to get in the flow of things. And I really like how Dallas is playing. Luka is Luka, obviously, but it's the others that's impressing me as well. Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing good. Brunson is playing very well. The unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, he's coming back. He's feeling good about himself. This Nuggets team is, they're even having some trade talks now. And once you have like 4 guys in trade talks that are really important for that team, it starts to go a little, down because teams that team is just, they're like, oh, probably gonna get traded anyway. But the Nuggets, they're probably disappointed this season due to the fact I feel like this should have been like the top 3 seed in the West. So Mavs, there's too much Luka right now. Man, if you really watch Luka play, it's an instant triple-double every game.
Like Lamont said, he played against him when he was 15, 16.
And I'm telling you, man, and that's the thing about Luka. He's been playing professional.
Yeah.
Like Lamont said, there's no college, there's no high. You go straight to the pros. And that's why Luka, since his rookie year, he's not scared. He doesn't show any of that. All you gotta do is put a team around him and guys that can play. You know what I'm saying? And Luka will take over the rest. And again, man, he's just a beast. He should be in the MVP talks, especially if he gets this Dallas team rolling. I'm gonna pick the Mavs on this one because the Nuggets, I'm just not as confident than I was last year with this team. And I think them losing Jeremy Grant to this offseason was big for them because they needed that guy that can, put a spark on that bench and that could defend multiple positions. I'm hoping the Celtics get Jeremy Grant. We'll see how that goes.
Man, the list that you want to come to the Celtics, I'm telling you, if I were to pull my notebook out right now, the list went from here, all right, like 3 weeks ago, and now it's like I gotta flip the page. I gotta start writing on the back.
I promise I'm trying my best to stay out of the Celtics. Well, we're gonna talk about them soon. But, yeah, I know, but the Nuggets. I'm just not as confident than I was last year. I'm gonna go with the Mavs on this one.
I mean, I kind of like the Nuggets in this spot. It's I'm gonna say it again. It's Thursday. Luka and Kristaps. Kristaps Porzingis. They're on the day-to-day list right now. If they don't play, the Nuggets are gonna easily walk over them. But it kills me. It kills me to see my man Ball not getting any play.
He's like it's like again, my last take on the Celtics. Well, not my last take because we're going to talk about them soon. But the Celtics don't play Taco. They don't play Taco. They don't play Taco, and they don't. And the Nuggets don't play ball. They're both 7 feet, and ball doesn't play center. They have him as small forward. So that's actually
insane
for the Nuggets to win these games because he can score. He can handle the ball. He can defend. I just don't get why certain teams don't see the potential in some of these players. You know what I mean? And it's unfair because these guys are working hard every day to try to get a minute at least, or 2 or 3 minutes. You can't even put this guy in because he's a difference maker.
Well, I mean, Dirk Nowitzki, he was what, 7 feet? He's about that, right? He wasn't playing center.
Yeah.
I mean, did Yao Ming? Yao Ming got all the minutes when he was playing for playing for Houston. Yeah, Houston. I think the NBA is starting to move away from bigs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it's just it's growing up watching basketball, you have the bigs. And now it's just, all right, we're just going to grab these 6'5" to 6'9", 6'10" guys, and they're just going to chuck up threes, not even going to chase rebounds.
Well, you know what team changed it, right? The Golden State Warriors changed the game of basketball because you got Draymond Green.
Smaller and faster.
You can do whatever. He's a big, well, so-called big. He can get the rebound, go out on fast break, ball handle. He could shoot a little bit back then. And again, all you need is 4 other guys just that could just spot up and shoot. And the Warriors, they dominated the league for 5 years in a row. And the NBA was like, what do we do with this? How do we defend this? Oh, they're going to add Kevin Durant now? What? You know what I mean? So that the Warriors changed the game of basketball. That's why, the Taco Falls are not getting that that run that they need. So it's just, again, I'm all about the bigs because you need to rebound the ball, you need to defend, you need to protect the paint. But I just don't get it. It's a 3-point lead, shooting lead now. Everybody wants to space the floor, and I get it, but it's not fair.
Bring back Shaq. Bring back the Escalade from the And One mixtape tour.
Yeah. And it's not fair, man. And again, shout out to all the bigs that are still want to play, and I'm hoping they get that opportunity. So
they need it.
Yeah, they need it for sure. So you got the Nuggets.
I got the Nuggets. I'm sorry.
Is it at home? Is it in Denver?
It is.
I believe it's in
Denver.
Yeah, it's in Denver. So, that, and man, we'll see how it goes. That's going to be a high scoring game, for sure, because both teams can score the ball. This is going to come down to the last couple minutes in the game. So, I think I think Luka is dangerous in those moments, but the Joker, he's dangerous too. He's in the MVP talks too. So, it's going to be 2 MVP candidates going at it. Let's see who can outscore who. So that should be a good game to go. Yeah. Our Sunday game, we got the Jazz versus Warriors.
Warriors.
Just talking
come
about
out and play.
The Jazz, they're ready to really show the lead because All-Star break. LeBron James says, on his selection, on picking his teams, he said nobody when you play video games even pick the Utah Jazz. Even if you put Karl Malone, John Stockton, top 50 players in the history of the NBA, that was a huge shot at Utah. So I think that just added more fuel. More fuel to this Jazz team because they're starting to really show the league that you can play the right way and you don't need that many superstars on your team, that's how it should be, because it's all about the others. It's all about, you have to have 1 or 2. You got Rudy Gobert, you got Donovan
Mitchell, Mike Conley.
Yeah, but then you got the others. You got Joe Ingles. You know what I'm saying? You got O'Neal. You got Bogdanovich. You got guys that can fill the gaps. And this Utah team, they play the right way. Any team that Utah plays, I feel like Utah's gonna give them a fight. This Warriors team, they're all over the place a little bit. I believe they have like a 4-game losing streak, whatever it was, because it's just Steph Curry or bust right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're hearing trade talks with this team as well, with the Warriors. I got Utah winning due to the fact, like we said, they just play the right way. They play great defense. They move the ball offensively. They just know what to do on the court. Even though Golden State, they hit and miss this whole year, they've been inconsistent. So I got the Jazz winning this one, in the close one. I would say by 10 points. 10 to 12 points. Utah winning this. So yeah, this is gonna be a good game for sure. The first and third quarter.
like you said, the inconsistent play with the Warriors. You know, they're getting the crap kicked out of them right now. It's 79-57 against the Clippers. Yeah, it's the inconsistency, you know, and just just coming out of the All-Star break. I am gonna roll with the Jazz. You know,
Yep.
I'm on the same side as you. I don't see Golden State. Yeah, they'll hang in there first 3 quarters, but then the Jazz are just going to take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jazz, like I said, they play the right way. They move the ball. I just really love how they play, and we'll see how they do with this game. They should be able to win this game.
Easily.
Easily. Now to, I even hate to say their name.
Well, we can save them for last if you want.
You know what? I just want to get it over with this guy because
all right, rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go.
The Boston Celtics.
By the way, that's not a Kemba Walker jersey. That is a original Antoine Walker jersey. Okay? Just wanted to go ahead and
shout out Antoine Walker, man. Shout out Antoine Walker. Wish you would have got us a ring. That would have been awesome. But yeah, we got the Celtics versus the Rockets. And Dan, I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Dan, and you probably gonna. This is a take. This is a hot take.
All right, let me. All right, it's already recording, so let me write this down. All right,
yeah,
hot take from Charles. Okay, go ahead. Speak slowly because I'm a slow writer.
Okay, I got you. If the Celtics lose to the Houston Rockets, who are depleted and awful, I am giving up on the Celtics this whole rest of the season.
Ooh.
You will not hear one positive thing come out of my mouth about the Boston Celtics the rest of the season. And the reason why I say that is because they need some fire in them. They don't have any fire in them. If you really watch it, Jaylen Brown, what has happened to him? What has happened to him? The first we would have thought he would have been in the MVP talks the beginning of the season. He was playing very well, and I get it. The players are going through a lot this whole year. It's all year. Jaylen Brown, you're still one of my favorite players in the league. Shout out to you. You're great, but I don't know what it is. If you're hurt, if it's your knee, just sit out, man. Stop. Don't. I get it. You want to win, and the Celtics can afford to lose a lot more games because if they lose like 5 in a row, they're out the playoffs. But really, Jaylen Brown, don't kill yourself. We have you for a few more years. Take your time, rest that, because I do feel like it's your knee because you had a scary type of fall earlier. Well, not a fall. I'm sorry. A tussle with James Harden earlier in your game against the Nets, and I saw you grab your knee, and I just we don't want you tearing anything. We don't want anything making it worse. But at the same time, there's still no excuses, man. So, Jason Tatum. Step it up, my guy, please.
But that's the thing, you see Marcus Smart making his first, comeback. Brad Stevens says, I want to limit him to 20 minutes. All right, so let's see. He just came back from an injury. You have Kemba Walker, who's on one game off, back-to-back games. And then, you have Jaylen Brown. They're playing them injured, but they're limiting them to practically their regular minutes, which it's just insane. I get it. You want to win, but at the same time, you have to think about the player safety. You have to, think of it as a business. You have to protect your investment. Kemba's injury, that's another story. Marcus Smart coming back and you just want to limit him to 20 minutes. Like, come on. You gotta be serious. I get it. He's been in the gym. He's been rehabbing, all that. But you don't want to rush him in. Let him come off the bench. Let him, not play 20 minutes. Let him start him off slow. 10 minutes. Work his way up. I just don't see any reason to keep him in that long. I mean, I wouldn't call him a difference maker in the game against Brooklyn. I mean, granted, he he did pretty well. You know, he put up 21 minutes, 19 points. You know,
in the game, you definitely felt his presence
mm-hmm.
when we were watching that game. You could, and it was good to see him back. I kind of miss him back because he's the heart of the team. But I agree with what you're saying completely. I just feel like the Celtics know that they don't have anybody, and that's what I'm saying with this team. And let's even bring it to the office, the front office.
Danny Ainge is about to shake it up.
I hope so because again, in the past years, you've always heard Celtics about to grab this person, Celtics about to get this person, and nothing happens.
Man, I heard it on the radio today. The last time the Celtics took somebody in the middle of the season was Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas.
I don't want to hear Kyrie Irving messed everything up. No, stop going towards the past. Kyrie Irving did what he did. He's with Brooklyn now.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win a championship. Kevin.
They just picked up a great young bench player in Blake Griffin.
Yeah, and again, Celtics. If Danny Ainge, I'm talking to you, man. If you feel like you can't do enough with your trade offers or anything, I just feel like you might have to go, man. And I don't like saying fire this person because everybody needs a job. Everybody needs some.
Starts at the top.
It starts at the top, though. It does. And Danny Ainge, you've been with us. I get it. You gave us that one championship with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. That was great. But that's ancient times, man.
What that was when you had a good coach.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to bring up the coach again, but you had a good coach.
And that good coach is
now look at him. Look at what he's doing down in Philadelphia.
They're number one seed in the East. Woo! With the see my blood's Danny Ainge, man, make a you don't have to go for the big fish. If you want Jeremy Grant, I saw earlier you offered them a lot of draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do more, man. I'm sorry. This whole loyalty thing, yeah, I get it, but it comes to I'm sorry, Marcus Smart might have to be that guy. Has to be in the trade because these teams want a player that can play. And again, if we lose Marcus Smart, it will be tough. But then you're gaining Jeremy Grant, who can do a lot more, who can score the ball, who can defend. He's taller. I just feel like the Celtics need Robert Williams might need to go. I'm not, he's had a good month, but Robert Williams, I'm not really excited about that. So Celtics, man, again, like I said, Dan, you wrote it down, right? You wrote it down for me?
I wrote it down. You are out on the Celtics if they lose to this bum team.
Yeah, I don't know what their record is right now. I know it's terrible, but Boston, I'm picking you to win this game. But I'm telling you, if they don't win this game, I'm done with them for the rest of the season because this is the game they shouldn't even be. It shouldn't even be a close game. And again, it's the NBA professionals. Everybody knows how to play basketball, but you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart. Something happens. And if they get blown out by 30, I just don't know anymore. I don't know. What you got there?
And they're in fourth in the East. I look at this game against the Nets, and this is going to bring me back to what I said, a few weeks ago. Peyton Pritchard in the game, over 20 minutes. They're winning. He only played 13 minutes tonight.
Oof.
1 for 5 for field goal range. 1 for 3, 3-point range. He only got 3 points.
And I get it. You're guarding Kyrie. You're often you have to give something up. You have to either
they got too much talent on that team to guard.
So your defense has to be a emphasis on that. And I get that. Because Peyton Pritchard can score the ball. He can score the ball. He's tough. When him and Marcus Smart are in the same game defensively, we're great. I'm not giving up on Peyton Pritchard because I feel like Peyton Pritchard, man, he just needs more opportunities. And Brad Stevens seems to do that when he goes 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 or 2 for 8. Like he just takes them out. And I get it, Brad Stevens. You want your veterans, but Jason Tatum does that
seems like every game he goes 2 for 8 in the first quarter, or he scores 0 points, but you keep him in. I get it. It's Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, I love you, man. You're a great player, but you have to stop playing with this so-called like I'm gonna just feel my way in the game. I'm sorry. He had a great game tonight though, which was fine. But like I need that every game from me, you know.
And talking about, you know, these minutes that I brought up earlier. Jaylen Brown played 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
With a messed up knee, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tristan Thompson, don't even get me started.
Oh,
0 for 4. 0 for 4 from the free throw line. They're called free throws. Free. Let me put emphasis on the free. They're free. You literally shoot 50 of those in practice, and you have to hit at least half of them before you can leave.
Yeah, I don't want to hear I don't hear crowd. There's not that many crowds in these gyms, so it's practice. So Tristan Thompson, I'm about ready with you as well. You're a great offensive rebounder. You're a champion, but it's time for you to go, my guy. So
bye.
I'm sorry, Daniel Tice. He stresses me out too. Just ship them all out and get some more talent in here, Danny Ainge. Please, this is the
get
year.
Everybody. Just fire everybody. That coming from Charles' mouth. Fire Danny Ainge. You know, screw it. Take the team away from Wick Grossbeck and get rid of Brad Stevens. Fire them all. Keep Peyton Pritchard though.
Yeah, keep them. You know, but again, I got Boston winning this game, but. You know, I'm a man of my word. If the Celtics lose against them, I'm about done with them for the rest of the season. I probably won't want to talk about them the rest of with our episodes, man. So,
so once we stop talking about the Celtics, we're out.
Yeah, I'm joking. Boston, if you, whatever. So yeah, shout out to the Celtics, man. I hope y'all do well because I am a homer. I'm just a little aggravated like everybody else. You know,
you got to be aggravated. I mean, you're in fourth in the East, and you're playing like you're, you know, in last.
Right. So that's great.
If they don't win this game, I'm with you. You know, I'm out. I'm tapped. I'm emotionally tapped with this team.
Yeah, the stress level is at an all-time high. So
fire Brad, please. Fire Brad.
let's go off our last game, man. We got the Clippers versus the Pelicans.
This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really good one because I feel like, you know, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they have something to prove the second half of the season. They've heard the doubters. They lost last year, tough in the playoffs against Denver. I think they're trying to get that number 1 seed, and they have a chance to do it because the Lakers are depleted. Because Anthony Davis is out. I told you, Anthony Davis, that injury, the West is open now, man. Until even in the East, Kevin Durant, he's out right now. The East is open, you know. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they smell blood, and I hope they are because I'm kind of rooting for them to get to the finals because I really love Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, and I just love how Ty Lue has gotten these guys to play the right way. I'm glad that the news came out. I saw that the Clippers don't want to trade Lou Williams or Patrick Beverley. That's good. Keep those guys intact. Keep that group together. They move the ball well. They play great defense. They communicate. Basically, they have all the tangibles to be a championship level team. Maybe they add a piece.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. You know, the Pelicans. You know, Lonzo Ball, my man, Steven Adams, Zion Williamson, who can't even dunk the ball at an All-Star game. You know, I don't think the Pelicans have a chance in this. You know?
No.
You know, Pat Beverly's day to day for the Clippers, but you know this is a Sunday game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close, high-scoring game. You know, But at the end of the day, I think the Clippers are just gonna pull away.
Yeah. It's that championship level type of deal with this team because they do have champions on this team. Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard, they both won one in Toronto. So, they have great chemistry. Ty Lue's a championship level coach. And again, man, they got some guys on that bench that can play. And they just needed some new energy from last year's team. I felt, losing Montrezl Harrell was big for them, but at the same time, you needed that type of energy to be away a little bit because again, the ego is big for certain players in the NBA. So, this Clippers team, they're playing well. I loved every time they're on. I watched them. They play well. I love when they battle us, the Celtics. It's always a good game. So, I got the Clippers winning big towards the end of this game, just due to the fact that no one can guard on this Pelicans team. No one can guard Kawhi. No one can guard.
Yeah, Kawhi is on track.
Yeah.
For catching up to his 2016-17 Spurs. Total points. He's I mean, shortened season, but I mean he's putting up these numbers. He's catching up to where he was last year. With 1,500 points.
He's healthy.
And he's looking good. He's looking good, and he's putting up these insane numbers. And I don't think it's going to stop.
Oh.
Kawhi's playing different. He's on a different level right now. He's playing different ball right now.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see it. He's tasting that. He's tasting that championship. He's chasing it. He wants it. But the Pelicans, Lonzo, Lonzo he's got to get out of there. I'm not even going to bother saying take the Pelicans because the Clippers are just going to win.
Yeah,
without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, Clippers all the way, and they're going to make a push. I feel, especially if they add to somebody in either the buyout season or even the trade. But I don't see them trading anybody right now because they just have great chemistry. So I ruin the chemistry. So Clippers, they're gonna beat this team.
Without a doubt. We're going head to head in a few games, but I mean we see eye level on some of the clear cuts.
Yeah, clear cuts, and that's the goal here for certain guys in the second half of the season. Everybody wants to get to the finals or the playoffs, and teams are going to play hard. You're going to see it. I'm hoping some certain trades happen. I'm hoping certain teams wake up and play to their potential. Because I love the NBA. I love when, especially the second half of the season, that's when everybody starts to play hard.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody really wants to get that extra gear, or they have that extra gear. The rookies, they tend to hit the rookie wall. But this has been a weird season, and I think everybody to turn it up a little bit more. So, we're looking for an exciting second half of the season.
That's the thing. I mean, it doesn't even feel like it's second half of the season already.
Yeah,
season just started. What feels like a couple months ago.
Right.
That's what this shortened season will do to you.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just crazy things going on, not only in basketball, football, just all over. The quarterbacks getting paid. I keep seeing the same quote, floating around. The top players, top quarterbacks getting all this money. They're getting, $30 million a year, blah, 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 blah. And they look at Tom Brady, why does he always, make less money than us and he's winning championships? Yeah, because you're building around the team.
5, 6, 7. What? Come on, man. No.
And get ready for an 8th. I already called it. They're going undefeated and they're winning next year too.
Come on, if he can get rings on all,
they just extended him.
He's the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes, you can feel it. Patrick Mahomes, that was a bad loss, and they're already trying to sweep all their offensive line. They get rid of all their offensive line.
Travis Kelce might be on the block.
Ooh,
They got to get rid of. So they got to get rid of players. They got to stay under the cap.
oh, they're done then. Patrick Mahomes.
Travis Kelce has to get paid.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, it's and I think they paid Tyreek Hill. Did they?
Mhm.
No. Yeah, they paid him. So yeah, Kelsey. I mean, hey, listen, you look good in the Patriots uniform, Kelsey. He ain't coming to the Patriots.
No, we got a better shot of getting Brady back.
Can you imagine?
Oh man, that's gonna be. I just can't wait to see who's gonna be starting quarterback.
I'm rooting for the Patriots this year, though. I think this is Bill Belichick is gonna get in his bag heavy. And you know when he's quiet, he hasn't talked to the media.
He never talks to the media in the off season. Get out of here. He doesn't go to pro days. He doesn't go to any of these college combines. Nothing. He's
right. But I just feel like something's coming. If we get Jimmy G,
he's got to stay healthy.
He has to stay healthy. And Cam Newton, I can't see him back here.
He wants to come back. One quarterback I want to see for some strange reason. I want to see Gardner Minshew here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about him?
It's got to be that Fu Manchu,
No, I'm just joking. He's a good quarterback.
He is.
He was just in a bad situation in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I can see him in the Patriots uniform. Fitzpatrick, he wants to. I'm hearing rumors about him maybe signing with the Patriots.
And I would love that.
I just feel like he's old though. He's too old right now. No.
Tom Brady is.
That's a different ball game though. That's a different ball game.
Man, Fitzpatrick has ties up here. He's a Harvard grad.
That's true. But
Harvard.
It's the one game he has a great game, and then the next game he throws 57 interceptions. You know what I mean? It's just the inconsistent. He's a wild card for me. I could see him maybe being the backup and then having somebody that's either a little bit better than him, and then because he's a good backup. I would feel comfortable him being a backup for starting. He's clutch. He's clutch, but
he is.
It's just I feel like we could. That shouldn't be the first option.
I said it before. I'll say it again. I do not want Mac Jones on the Patriots. I do not. Last time. No. I'm going to say it every episode from now until the draft. I do not want to see Mac Jones. Okay. I do not. I'd rather see that kid Ellinger from Texas, to be honest. Like, I mean, he's kind of like a Kyler Murray run. I don't even want to say I want to see Ian Book because no. When has a Notre Dame player been relevant besides Manti Te'o making up this phony story?
Shout out to him. Yeah, that was my guy back then, man. My God, he was a baller. He was a baller.
He was, but he got catfished.
Yeah. Too soon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got head-to-head matchup. Selection Sunday's coming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wax Charles's behind.
Doubt it.
Because bye-bye Gonzaga.
Hey, shout out to Gonzaga. Please don't make me look bad. And you hear it in my voice. I'm not nervous, but at the same time,
you're nervous. I know. Was it Backstreet Boys or was it NSYNC? Hey, bye. I'm gonna put that on repeat. I'm gonna call you. I'm just gonna start playing it.
Gonzaga, please. Hey, and you heard about Duke, man? They're out of
They're out.
Tournament. Freaking COVID, man.
Who else? I thought there was another team that dropped out too.
Was there?
I can't even wrap my head right now.
Yeah, that's big.
There was somebody else, but I mean, Duke wasn't. They weren't going to go anywhere this season. They're terrible.
Yeah. But they made a big deal because it's the first time Duke's been out of the tournament in years. So I get it, but that just shows, man. But that's dangerous for these picks, the selections, man, because COVID can ruin some of our selections. You know what I mean? Hopefully not Gonzaga, but it just shows you that, man. This year in particular, it's been stressful for these athletes and these teams.
Do you have a little tease on who maybe a couple teams you want to see in the Final Four?
I'm gonna keep that.
A little tease? No?
I'm gonna keep that.
I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be either one of these jerseys on the end. That's for sure.
Not at all. But you'll see my picks. We'll talk about our picks, and because your momentum that you feel that you're gonna you feel like you're gonna.
Your bubble's just going to get burst.
I just feel you're gonna be surprised though. You're gonna be very surprised.
It's not going to be Baylor. It's not going to be Gonzaga.
No. See, no. So, how you been like Baylor? Baylor's gonna win. Baylor's gonna they're gonna win a few games. They come on. They're really good this year. Gonzaga is who they are.
They're not going to win the chip though.
Who, Gonzaga?
No, Baylor.
Oh no. I got Gonzaga in the Final Four.
Why? That's just a waste of a spot, man.
No, man. I'm telling you, I just feel it. I feel it. This year is so strange. Anything can happen, and I get the history. Those teams that are hot during the regular season, they lose against us.
Man, I sent you that picture 2 weeks ago? Gonzaga on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That does not end well.
The curse
does not end well.
Yeah, I feel good about Gonzaga, but I feel good about a few other teams. But we're gonna keep that quiet until we start to make our picks, because I got a few surprises for you. Definitely.
I got one for you. I'm gonna give you a little hint right now, and I hate to say this. I said it last week. I hate to say this. Roll Tide.
This is a different Alabama team, man. This is a different Alabama team.
I've never seen an Alabama team like this.
I respect that pick, because again,
I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm not saying they're gonna be Final Four, but I'm saying they're gonna go deep.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be a tough out for sure. They're been impressive this whole year, man. I got the colors on, got the Roll Tide.
The SEC. SEC. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the SEC this year.
Yeah, I feel it's going to come down to who's the hottest team. Like every year in the tournament, it's always the hottest team coming out. Who's playing the right way? Who's is a little bit of luck too. You know what I mean? And then you never know. COVID could be the excuse for certain teams. Unfortunately, how bad that sounds, but that has a lot of luck to do too. You know what I mean?
That's how my Oregon Ducks made it to the Pac-12 championship for football.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, man. Because I'm really excited though for the tournament. I know you are as well. And it's always exciting during this time. March Madness is one of the best things out, during these times. So. We'll see how the tournament ends up.
We need a cue Dick Vitale. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Man, he be getting hyped though. Yeah, I love listening to him, man. He be ready for war. But I'd be like, you might want to calm down. Don't let your blood pressure go too high. You know what I mean? And that's not a shot, but I'm just saying, like, you're getting up there in age, buddy. I don't want you
he gets very red.
And I get it. I love your enthusiasm. I love your passion for the game, but don't do it too much for the camera. Don't let you know what I mean? Even that commercial of him I got nervous, like, whoa, please.
You're gonna throw out your back, you throw out your hips.
And he's a legend. If I tell he's a legend, he's one of the greats. So we just want you to be careful, man. Make sure you take those meds that you took and before you go on the show.
Mm-hmm.
and just calm it down. Don't do too much for the camera. Don't let them tell you how to act, or you're not that person anymore.
Dickie V, baby.
Dickie V.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great show.
More coming next week. Let's see. We got Selection Sunday the 14th.
Yeah, we
right?
got hopefully have some trade news in the NBA. We're gonna bring it more. We're gonna bring more. We're gonna talk more. NFL. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some moves making in the NFL. We're all gonna bring a lot to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode in particular. It was a very great one for us.
Eye-opening to some of you youngsters.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Lamonte Thomas. You gave us some games, some knowledge, and it just felt good, man, hearing from a person in his caliber, because he's experiencing a lot. He's a business owner. He's a pro athlete, and why not give any type of knowledge that he has for us,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're bringing on the show, man. We just want our listeners to just understand that we're just two regular guys that just love talking sports, and giving what we can, and I'm hoping you support us going forward.
Go ahead, give us that like and follow on Twitter, follow on Instagram. Look at the bar below right there. Scrolling. There we go. Just keep it coming. Anything you want to hear? Anything you want to talk about? Hey, you want to be a guest on the show? Let us know.
We don't say no to anyone, to anybody.
We're just a bunch of dudes talking sports.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it is.
All right. We'll catch you next week.
All right.